great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of disease. What are you doing now?
Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode number 716 of the Immigration Answer Show. Today is Wednesday, November 27th. How's everybody doing? How's your week going so far? Is this your last day of work for the week? It's my last day of work. We probably won't have another show until Sunday. Sunday we'll probably do a show because everybody's flying out of town except me and Nor. So I'll probably do a show sometime Sunday afternoon. So if you want to be on the list when I send out the text when we're doing the show, text the word show to 314-470-3300. I've been a recording fool today. I made 3 new videos today and 3 on Monday. I also recorded a session with our lawyers on deportation to try to get ready for Donald Trump coming in January. So we're working on our deportation training for the lawyers in the office. I'll probably share a watered down version of that for all of you at some point in the future. What's going on? If you're new to the show, let us know in the comments. We love to hear when new people hear. I'm not going to go on TikTok today because I think it's just me. I don't know if Hina's here or not. Let's see. Is Hina here? I haven't seen her yet. So it's probably just me. So we're just going to keep this a small, intimate show. I'm going to say hi to everybody. I got Bart's in the house, Glitz, Carlene, Jay Cruz from North Dakota, Traylene is here, Sati is here, Lindy is here. I think Lindy's one of our most consistent viewers. Thank you, Lindy, for watching. Nurse Laura, H&M, a lot of the OGs are here. Sarita is here. F asks how I'm doing. I'm doing pretty good. Oh, there's Hina. Hello, Hina. She'll just be working in the background. Laura's working Friday through Wednesday. Well, yeah, I guess nurses get a different schedule. Robert says, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And we got TM in Maryland. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. Remember, if you want to come in to the show, I will put the link in the comments in just a second. Now I'm going to pull up Ismaila. Hello, Ismaila. Are you there? Oh, it's...
Yeah, I'm here.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine, Jim.
What's up?
Oh, I've been... listening to your show for what, let's say 2 or 3 weeks now.
Nice.
Yeah. I have a question though. So my case is very, very, very complicated in my view. Yeah. I've been married to a U.S. citizen for almost 23 years. I have I-130 approved since 2001, and for some reason, just because of my
Ismaila, are you there? Something's up with your connection because your screen is frozen. We'll try to come back. Raj Kumar, hello.
Hey, Jim. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Actually, I have a question. I'm working on H-1B visa, and my wife, she got a U visa actually, so I am dependent on her. So I have the BF bona fide determination EAD card with me, and I'm working on H-1B both. So my question is, if I work part-time on the bona fide determination EAD, will it hurt my H-1B status?
I think so.
Okay, so I mean, it's not advisable to work on BFD EAD as...
Not if you're wanting to maintain your H-1B. I would think that'd be something I'd be very worried about.
Okay, and same thing for my son because he is studying on F1 visa, and he also has that EAD, so he should also not use that.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Bye, Raj Kumar. See you, buddy.
Thank you. Bye.
I saw an interesting denial notice the other day of an I-130 and a 45. So check this out. international student comes to the United States, goes to school for, let's say, I don't remember, maybe it was a year, maybe it was less. They then stop going to school and they hang out in the United States for about 3 or 4 years, never informed that their CVIS record was terminated or that their F1 was no longer valid. Then they decide to go back home to see their mom, and before they leave, they get married to a U.S. citizen, and then the foreign national leaves the United States. But guess what? She's got a 10-year bar because they terminated her CVIS record a long time ago. So now she can't come back without a waiver. Sort of a strange situation. So you always got to be worried about that 10-year bar if you leave the United States, even for a day, after having a long period of unlawful presence. So keep that in mind. Ahmed is here. Hello.
Hello, how you doing, Mr. Jim?
I'm good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I came to ask you about a couple of questions. Right now, I'm on TPS. I'm a TPS holder for Yemen, and I'm in the process of applying for SIJS. If you know about that case.
I know of the case. I've never handled one.
Okay, so yeah, I have a TPS right now, and I was asking, because I have an I-131 on process. Is it okay for me to leave the country even though I have a court date in March, but it's an online court date? So is it okay for me to leave even with my travel document, which is for TPS holders, or no?
Well, when would you come back?
I'd come back in 1st of April.
Okay, so there's this guy. You may have heard of him. His name, Donald Trump.
Oh, I know him. I know him very well.
He's going to be the president in January. And probably as fast as he can, he's going to terminate TPS. And he's
I never heard of that.
What? You never heard
I
that
never
Trump
heard of it.
that Trump wants to terminate TPS? Oh, it's probably the first things that he's going to try to do. They're going to definitely not renew TPS, especially for Yemen, but their plan is to terminate TPS.
So basically,
there's no way in hell you should leave the United States if you want to. I mean, if you want to be able to come back. I mean, I wouldn't leave and come back even before January 20th, but certainly not after.
So basically, I stick around because I have a court date, which is in March 18, and now I have the approval for SIJS, and then we'll start applying with the USCIS.
Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
Bye, Ahmed. All right, Olu's here. Hello, Olu. You're on mute, buddy. I can't hear you.
Hi, Jim. How you doing? It's been a while. So,
Wait, hold on. Time out. Is that your bathrobe? What does that say, Mr. Banky?
Yes.
Nice.
It's a Christmas gift from the Gates from last year.
I love it.
Yes. So, I have a question for a friend. She came here on a visiting visa, then turned around and filed asylum. The asylum was denied initially by USCIS, so she went to saw the immigration judge. So while waiting for the immigration judge, she found someone that they started talking. And at that time, they both decided that they should let our immigration case play out, asylum case play out, before they decide to get married. So fast forward to her seeing the immigration judge, then the judge also denied, and then she took the case out to, is it the RRB or I think
BIA.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, she took it up there, and after then they decided to get married.
That was stupid.
Now, okay. I wasn't told that, but after they told me, I said you shouldn't have done that because automatically USCIS thinks this is why they are doing it. But she told me that they got an attorney and they sent in text messages from way back when they initially met, and all the way till they got married. and they sent in, and that's all they sent in, and they got a few people to write letters are testifying that they've met before any other thing happened. They've met 2 years earlier before they got married. So right now, the I-130 has been pending for about a year and maybe a year and 3 months now. Nothing has been said. But this morning, so when she called me and explained to me that now that they have more documents, do they go ahead? And because they live together, they have documents now since they got married. But at the time they filed, all they submitted was just that chat, a bank statement, and a tenancy agreement that they had. But now that they have more records, that she should just go ahead and start uploading more records or just wait.
So the spouse is a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
And how long has the I-130 been on file?
It was filed last year, June or July. So it's been on file for a year plus now.
Did they use a lawyer?
Yes, they said they did use the lawyer. Yeah.
So here's the big question you have to ask her, Olu. This is the big thing of all. Has she requested a good faith exception because she's getting married? She got married after in removal, and they presume that that's fraud. They presume that's to get an immigration benefit. So you have to actually make a written request for the good faith marriage exception. So make sure she's done that.
Okay.
And then what I would do is, I mean, if her case is at the Board of Immigration Appeals, that could get denied at any time. And once it gets denied, she's open to deportation.
Exactly.
So
with Trump coming, she's panicking. So
what I would do is gather up all that extramarital evidence and then hire me to sue them to try to get the I-130 approved, to hopefully be able to get her proceedings done so that she can get a green card and not get deported.
Okay. I'll tell her to reach out to you.
All right. Thanks, Olu.
And I'm gonna also send an email because I also need your services, but I'll send you an email and reach out to you on my own side.
See you, buddy.
Okay. Thanks.
Bye-bye. Bye, Olu. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that people forget about Trump administration number one, and that is that deportation waits for no one. That under the Trump team, like right now, the immigration courts will slow things down or pause or give prosecutorial discretion or give you a new court date so that you can get an I-130, like in that case, approved. And so now they're saying they're not going to do that anymore. So you have to be really worried about that and careful about that when it comes to how you prioritize and what's going to get decided first, right? Kaladi's here. Hi, Kaladi.
Hey, Jim. How you doing?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good. We can thank you enough for everything that you're doing. We wish you good health, more wisdom, increasing on your knowledge and all your family and your staff. We're very thankful.
Thank you,
and
bro.
more success in your case. So the question that I have is, somebody was in removal, and the I-20 is approved. Now, for the next step, I want to know if it had to go through the court or file the adjustment through USCIS.
You don't mean the I-20, you mean the I-130.
I-130, yes, sorry.
So, okay. So this person came in the United States on a visa?
Yeah, F1.
And then they got put into removal proceedings?
Yeah, because he has problem with his wife. The wife messed up on the petition. She lied. That's why they denied the other petition. But he divorced, and then married somebody else, and then filed. So the I-130 is approved now. So the second and file a motion, consideration of the proceeding, and then now you're adjusting now before 85. But let's say we have two options. They can continue with the court with a judge to adjust it, or just go ahead with the USCIS if the judge grant, the cancellation.
Yep.
Proceeding.
So which court is it?
Yeah, Chicago. So
the problem, Kaladi, is getting anybody to pay attention to the request for prosecutorial discretion, right? So I'm sure this is true in Chicago. They have a lot more judges in Chicago, but they also have a lot more cases. In Kansas City, I was just up in court a couple weeks ago, and the prosecutor told me there's 55,000 cases for 3 judges. It's like 17,000 cases a judge, 17,000. So you can imagine how much mail that place gets every day, right? Every day somebody's writing them a letter, filing a motion, and they have trials like during the day. So to get them to pay attention to the prosecutorial discretion is the biggest thing of all. Plus Trump says they're not going to grant prosecutorial discretion. So most likely, no matter what your friend does, they're going to be left most likely to either have their hearing on whether or not they get their green card in court probably 6 years from now, or they're going to have some kind of a date that pops up on the docket and they say that we should be able to go over to USCIS and do it. We have this approved I-130. I honestly don't remember what they did, what the Trump people did with that last time. I think sometimes they still did agree to that, but I don't think they're going to this time.
Okay. Now, the couple normally we are living in Indiana. Okay. Just the court, the immigration court, that's the one is in Chicago. So we go to the court in Chicago, but they're fine with the USIS in Indiana.
Sure.
And I think the lawyer said they may want to create another court for Indiana too, but he doesn't know exactly when. They say it's going to be probably by June or what.
Nobody knows about that.
Okay, thank you. And I think I think I asked you one time a question. That's about my niece. She's graduating. She's here with F1 and she'll be going to school, and she's gonna be graduating on December 4th. Okay, but I asked you if she had to go ahead with the PTA or how we call it, the 1 year for them to work as a student, and you told me to go ahead. But at the same time, her visa will be expiring. So how will she do? I mean, to renew her visa while she using the PTA here?
Anybody with an expired visa will have to go to the embassy to get a stamp in their passport.
Okay.
They would need to bring an updated I-20. The problem is they could get stuck outside the United States for a year or longer, especially if Trump's around. So I would say don't leave the United States.
Okay.
Thanks, Kaladi. See you, buddy.
Thank you. Good.
See ya. All right, I think Ismaila's got his camera working again. Hi, Ismaila.
Hey, hi, Jim. Sorry about that earlier.
No problem. Let's start over.
Yes, like I said, I'm going to just be brief because my case is crazy. If you will allow me to send you an email and explain in detail, maybe.
No, that's not really how we do it. Just tell me what's up. What's the question?
Okay. My question is this. I have an I-130 approved already 23 years ago.
Okay. I
am in deportation.
Yeah.
And I've been, lawyers work on it, they put me on order of supervision for so long.
Yeah.
Okay. The first Trump term, I was detained for almost a year. And again, lawyers, and I was out.
Okay.
Now he's coming back again for sure. I will be one of the targeted people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what is our chances? My wife,
yeah,
she doesn't even trust lawyers anymore.
Yeah.
I say, hey, we cannot just say, wait, we need to do something.
What has happened over the last four years?
The last 4 years, the last lawyer that we got was working on my case. I think she was trying to reopen the asylum case or whatever. And boom, she disappeared last year.
She who, the lawyer?
Yes, Amy something. She disappeared. Weird.
So you have an I-130 approval notice that's 20 years old?
Yes.
And you've lived with your spouse all that time?
Yes, sir.
And Has there ever been a motion to terminate the proceedings filed with the court?
I don't have an idea. I don't know what my previous lawyers was doing. I don't. Maybe we can go and look at all my files and see what's up.
Which court has your deportation case?
I think it's Chicago. Yeah, because I live in Columbus, Ohio.
Okay. Well, I mean, to me, that's what needs to happen. If you have an approved I-130, I mean, it's probably a really long, complicated history. We probably need to get your whole immigration file and then try to get, just like that last caller, try to get your proceedings terminated so that you can adjust. I don't know. It's crazy to me that your case is that old.
I'm telling you. We didn't even, Jim, I don't want to go through this.
Well, if you want to email me, go ahead and we can go from there, Ismaila.
Okay, we can do that.
You know, my oldest son's name is Ismail, right?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
But I am older than you, though.
Yeah, probably. Thanks, buddy. Send me an email.
Okay, I will.
Later.
Thank you.
All right. Al Hamid is here. Hello.
Hey, Jim, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing great. So I have a few questions for you. First, the question that I have is actually for an uncle of mine. So he lives in Sierra Leone, Freetown, Sierra Leone. He recently got a visitor visa for up to 5 years. And he's looking to buy a property here, like real estate, like a house. And
On a visit visa? He wants to buy a house on a visit visa?
Yeah.
Dumb idea. Oh, wait, hold on. Where'd he go? Sorry, I hit the space bar. Sorry, that's a dumb idea.
Okay. But let me finish real quick. So like he was looking to buy real estate property, under his B1, B2 visa. And he was just asking me, because he's not here right now. He came and left like about a week ago. But he's not looking to finance though, by the way. He's looking to buy in cash. But he was just asking like, is there any pathway towards being a permanent resident by owning a property here? If not, like what would be like the best way to go about it, like to kind of get a status here by getting a property or something?
No, buying a piece of property is a bad idea. It's inconsistent with the visit visa. When you have a visit visa, it's I'm coming to the United States to visit. I don't have immigrant intent. But when you buy a house in the United States, you're demonstrating that you have immigrant intent. You'll never get another visa, and they might not let you in the next time you come back.
Ooh. Okay. So if he just wants a property, like they invest here by buying a property, what would you advise then? How should he go about it?
I guess he could get a partner or form a business to own it, but he shouldn't be doing any of these things. The purpose of a visit is to visit. This friend of yours has everything backwards.
Well, he hasn't done anything yet. He's just,
These questions are all wrong. The questions are all wrong. Is he like a rich guy?
Well, he is.
So what country is he from?
Sierra Leone, West Africa.
So let's check the old E2 investor countries. So there are certain visas available for people that want to come and invest in the United States. If he's got a ton of money, like $1 million or more, he could try the EB-5 approach. Otherwise, he might need to look for if Sierra Leone is on the list of E2 investor countries, then that would be a different thing that he might be able to try.
What's the requirement for that? Like how much?
That one's like 50-75, but Sierra Leone's not on the list. I just looked.
Oh.
Anything else?
Well, that was one. So second, that's another question for me. I'm currently on my 2-year green card, conditional green card that I got back in March. I know it's due to be renewed. I should be filing 3 months before it expires. What are really the most important documents that I need to file along with that form, like the removal of conditions?
You can send me an email to info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. We can send you our marriage evidence list, but really 2 years into the relationship, they're going to want to make sure that you're living together, you're sharing your money together, you're sharing your debts together. Finances are the most important thing, but you basically got to prove up the case again. Just not as detailed.
Oh, so okay, got it. No problem. I guess that's all I needed for today. Thank you.
Bye. Carrie Zim, hello.
Hello, thank you very much. I'm here since yesterday.
You guys,
Um,
just so everybody watching know, when that prior call kept asking more questions, Carrie Zim kept going like this, like, so I had to go to him
oh,
next.
thank you. Thank you for what you're doing. I've been here in the United States since last year. I've been here. I'm Haitian. From the Biden parole for 80, and on next February, um, everything everything will be expired. Oh,
Right.
so they give the opportunity to file for the TPS, and I filed. But the thing is, I was a police officer when I was in Haiti. So on the application, they asked me this, and I said yes. And after that, after like a month, and they asked me like 26 questions, and it was question about what I used to do as a police officer and everything. And I answer all of these questions, and I never get any answer back from them. It was like since August 15. Every time that I call, they keep telling me, giving me a new date. So now that I'm a bit like, I'm panicking because on February everything will be expired. I was thinking about if it's okay um to feel for asylum, because the city that I was, it's completely like lost right now. I even have my whole house burned and everything. So I was thinking about fight for asylum, but I was confused about if I would have to wait that they answer my TPS, or just go for it and fight for the asylum.
So I'm glad you brought up that word wait. Wait is a word that we should all take out of our language right now. We shouldn't wait for anything. Don't ever wait for one benefit to, like that last call, the one caller said, we were going to wait and see how our asylum case went when we could have just gone the marriage route, right? So waiting now is like the worst thing to do. So I would say the best time to apply for asylum was 6 months ago. The next best time is tomorrow. So I would get that on file as fast as I can.
All right, thank you very much.
I mean,
And
but
I'll
make
contact.
sure it's a good case. Make it strong. Like, don't just throw it up there. Nothing. Work diligently and quickly to get it on file.
Okay, I think I'll contact you for this, because I really want it to be something very strong. But it's more than a year. It's more. I've been here more than a year in the country,
Yeah,
and I have my mom and dad and sister. They are here too. It's more than a year too. So they already have TPS, because I was the one to fill it for them. They all have the TPS. Should I make them file the asylum too, or?
I think we should talk about all that. And you're right. Generally, you have to file for asylum within a year, but given the TPS protections and the parole protections, there's probably a way around that 1 year requirement.
All right, thank you. So I don't really have to fight the asylum for them, just for me.
No, I would file it for anybody who wants to get it. But we can talk about that later. Just send me an email.
All right, thank you very much.
Have a good day. All right. Yeah, people are feeling stressed. I saw some nice comments. I just wanted to take a couple. I am deep frying a turkey tomorrow. I'm making one in the oven and one in the deep fryer. Now, we have a really big asphalt backyard where we park the cars, and so I'm going to do it in the middle of that, far away from the rest of the house. So hopefully we won't burn down the house. I will say that last year I overflowed it with grease, and so there was like fire and shit. So it is dangerous. There's no doubt about it. But I got a new burner, and I'm gonna measure it out I'm gonna do the brine today, and I'm gonna measure how much water I put in, and then I'll make sure. And my turkey's not frozen, so I think we'll be okay. Let's see. People were talking. Laura's talking all about the deep fried turkey. That's all good. Oh, somebody had a nice comment. Oh, Donna said, Jim, you should have jerk sauce with your turkey tomorrow. That's a good idea, Donna. I like that. There's no good football on tomorrow. Robert, am I right? No good games tomorrow. They're all crappy games. Oh my God. Why do I have to watch these stupid? Yeah, I'll make a video. Okay, I did that last year, I think, when things caught on fire. We'll see. Jujo's here. Hi, Jujo. You're on mute, buddy. You're on mute, buddy. There you go. You got to hit the, there it is. You're still on mute. Uh-oh. We'll have to come back to old Juju. Can't hear you, brother. Mr. S, hello.
Hello, Mr. Jim. How are you doing?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Nice to see you. I've been watching you from 2020, and this is like the third time we are talking. I will try to make it short, but first things first, I'm very happy to see how you're helping everyone, and it's amazing to see how years are passing by. So let me start it. In 2019, I came in with a visitor's visa. Ended up meeting with my now wife, and we got married. I was out of status for a short period of time, but then we applied. And we got an interview in 2021. We applied in 2020. We got an interview in 2021 in February at the beginning. And after that, in the interview, as you used to mention, gotcha questions and all of that, those all happened. And I was glad that I used to follow you. So I was really glad because it really helped to answer the questions.
Great.
So yeah, and I got approved on the spot, but didn't really hear anything back for 3.5 months. And I called you back again in this video sessions, and after 3.5 months, got approved, got the green card, then applied for I-751 for removal of condition in I think 60 days ago. The last update was 650 days ago, and nothing heard. I haven't heard anything from them. I was supposed to apply for removal of conditions. For naturalization. I was due for naturalization, or able to apply for naturalization in the beginning of the year, but got busy with. We got pregnant, and then we bought a house and all of that. Immigration goes in the back burner, which I shouldn't have done it. Now I'm realizing it more and more. The days are coming on. So
okay.
yeah, so I applied. I think at 9/12 of this month of this year. We submitted a ton of what is it called? Evidence, even our baby's birth certificate, I believe, and all of that.
Yep.
But the question I have is that I'm in New York, Buffalo, New York, and
Yep.
everyone around me is getting an interview left and right, but I am not listening anything from my end, from their end. For me, for last, I think it's been near 70 days, they haven't replied anything or whatsoever. And so there are some family members or friends, they were not family members, friends, they were suggesting that because of you applying N400, they might be pushing back your I-751, or your application would be delayed. So what would you suggest, what to expect on upcoming days?
I mean, the Nats case is only 2 months old, right?
Yes.
So nothing to worry about. It's probably, I mean, you have to understand that for the last year, from November until November, they were pushing to get as many people naturalized as they could, right? So they made citizenship a priority. They thought a lot of those people would have the chance to vote. And so now you're seeing sort of the things sort of regress back to the mean. And so probably going to be 7-8 months before you have an actual interview for your Nats case.
Understood. And I'm just worried that uh, we all remember previously our last president who was going to be our president again, Mr. Trump. He made it more difficult, and there was more gotcha questions and all of that. Should I be expecting? Should I be scared? Should I be
Not in
worried?
not in Nats. No.
And is it going to be more like intense as the previous application for the green card, like I-30, I-45 interviews, you think?
Yeah, I think so. But I think that it's going to take them a little while to ramp that up, and you'll probably get in before that happens, I would think.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much.
All right. Good luck. Keep us posted, okay?
Thank you.
All right. See you. Yep. All right. This is the Immigration Answers Show. On this show, we root for the New York Jets, the St. Louis Cardinals, and the Tottenham Hotspurs. That's who we root for. We don't really care about basketball, although I guess Robert likes basketball. Football, the Jets. Baseball, college football. Who do we root for? Mizzou, and wherever Nora ends up going to school is who we're going to root for. All right. Let's see if Jujo's got his sound going. You got your sound going, Jujo? I don't know. Something's up. Headsets or something. I don't know. That mic's no good. All right. Here's a good question. I don't know. This person's name is I don't know. I don't know. You're on mute.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I have a quick question for you. So, my I-130 was approved last year. No, sorry, it was I applied last year, and I-130 was approved this year. And we had an interview for the I-485. We went there, but before we went to the appointment, my husband and I, we had some issues, so he filed for divorce. But then we worked things out, and he withdrew that request for divorce. So when we went to the interview, the officer knew about that, and he asked. So first of all, they separated us. They put us in two separate rooms, and they interviewed us one at a time. And the officer asked why he filed for divorce. He explained that we were having some issues, but now everything is good, so we're back together to normal. And he asked that we submit further evidence like tax transcript and proof of lease that we had together. So we submitted all that the same day, and it's been almost 2 months now, and we still haven't heard anything back.
So you're the beneficiary, I assume?
Yes, I am.
Your spouse is a U.S. citizen?
Yes, it is.
Were you in status at the time that you got married?
Yes.
And if this case weren't around anymore, would you still be in status? Like, were you on an F1, or what were you on when you came?
I was on an F1 when we got married, and I was on a B1, B2 when we filed.
The interview that you mean like you finished your F1 and then you did a change to a B1, or what?
No, I finished my F1. Actually, we got married before I finished my F1.
Hold on, let's do this. So when did you first come to the United States?
In 2014.
What kind of a visa?
F1 visa.
From what country?
From Ivory Coast.
Okay. And how long were you on your F1?
Until from 2014 up until 2022.
And then you graduated?
Yes, I did.
Probably a couple times, huh? Got OPT and all that stuff?
Yes.
Got it. What's the date of your marriage?
It was March 25th, 2022.
And were either you or your spouse married before?
My spouse was married before.
Did that marriage involve anybody getting an immigration benefit?
No.
Okay. Your spouse was born in the United States?
Yes.
Okay. And when did you file the I-130 and the 45 together?
Yes.
Okay. And that was when approximately?
That was June 2023.
And USCIS approved the I-130?
Yes, USCIS approved the I-130 this year.
When?
I think it was in was around June. Yeah, May, June of this year.
Before the interview on the 45.
Yes.
So why do you think they interviewed you on the 45 if they'd already approved the I-130? That's very unusual.
Yeah, I think maybe because they saw that my spouse had filed for divorce. Maybe that's the reason why they
When did that happen?
in May.
Okay, so here's a big question. Did that happen before or after they approved the I-130?
It was after.
So he filed for divorce after they approved the I-130.
Yes.
And then which field office?
Minneapolis.
And so when was the interview?
The interview was October 8th.
October 8th. Okay. And so when you show up at the Minneapolis field office with your spouse, talk to me about everything that happens after you make it through security.
So it was me, my spouse, and my mom. We were sitting there, we're chatting, and approximately 15-20 minutes, we got called. But the officer, so we walked together to the door, but the officer said, no, he's going to take my spouse first. So my spouse went in, and they were in there for like an hour. And then he came out, and he was kind of stressed and sad, saying that, oh, he doesn't think it went well. So then it was my turn to go in, and the officer straight away started asking questions and said, okay, he knows that my husband's filed for divorce before, and why was that? And I explained that, okay, we're having some issues. And then he said, did I ask my husband to cancel the divorce? I said, no, I didn't ask him to do that, and that he did it just because we work things out, and these are normal things that happen in a couple. And then he was asking, because my work is remote, but it's based in LA and Atlanta. So I often travel to those places when needed for work. So he asked if I live in Atlanta. I said, no, I don't, but I do travel there frequently for work. And he asked what was the reason behind my husband filing for divorce. And I said, well, it was a difficult time during the time he filed for divorce. And because I wasn't necessarily present there, and I was traveling a few times for work, we didn't have enough time to talk it through. But once we did, we decided to give our marriage another chance. And that was it. Then he was asking other questions like, okay, in the house, like how many bedrooms, when did you get married? Did you meet his family? Did he meet your family? Do you have further plans? Things of that nature. And I saw that at the end, I was able to see my answers and his questions. And I saw also part of my husband's answers. And I saw that in many ways we had the same answers to the questions that were asked. And then he said, okay, he's going to need to review this further, and that I needed to upload tax transcripts and if we had any proof of lease together. So I did that and heard nothing. Oh, he also asked if I had an ID from Wisconsin. I said no, I didn't, because the year before that we were living in London. So my ID that I had expired, and since then I hadn't renewed it for Wisconsin. Yeah, that was about it.
Wait, so I was down with everything you were saying until this London thing popped up. Tell me about that.
So after we got married in 2022, we moved to London because I went to do a 1-year master's degree there. So from 2022 to 2023, we were living in London. And then we came back in 2023, and that's when I had a B1, B2, and filed for the I-130 and I-485 altogether.
Okay. So, when did you enter from London?
The first time was in May 2023. That was before filing. And then I filed in June, and I re-entered again in August of 2023. And that was the last time.
So that's the problem. That's the problem. When did you? Okay. So, okay. This is why we're having a problem. Okay. So let's walk through it real quick. So when did you finish school in the States?
In 2021, December.
December of, okay. And at that point, did you have a new degree at that point in December of 21?
Yes, I had an MBA degree.
Okay. And then you got another round. Well, then what did you do? Then did you leave the United States to go work overseas?
No, I worked with my degree here in the States before going.
So you use your OPT.
Yes, I did.
And so that would be until December of 22.
Yes.
Okay. And then you went to London?
Yes. So that would be until it was June of 2022. Then July I left to go to London.
Okay. And so then you're in London and he came with you?
Yes.
Okay. And then
so before we went to London, he and I went to the Ivory Coast together. And then from there I went to London and he met me in London.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not worried about that. I'm just trying to figure out the entries and stuff. So July of 22 until July of 23, or until the spring of 23, you're in London.
Yes.
Okay. So then then you entered, then your F1 was done, right?
Yes. My F1 was done January 2023.
Okay. So you applied for a B1, B2. Where'd you do your DS-160? In London?
Yes, in London.
Okay. And when they asked you, what's the purpose of your visit to the United States, what did you say?
I told them I was going to see my husband who lives there.
Okay. So what was the date of your marriage?
It was March 25th, 2022.
Okay. So sort of towards the end of your F1 visa, you get married.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. So, and what country did you get married in America?
Yes, in America.
Okay. And then, okay. So you come back from London. When did you come back from London? You said May of 20.
May, yeah.
And then you applied for your green card in June?
Yes.
So that's the problem. When you enter on a B1, B2 visa, you're saying that I'm coming to the United States. According to you, you told them that it was to visit your husband. No one will believe that, because if you said that, they wouldn't give you the B1, B2. So even if that's true, they don't believe you. So they think you misrepresented yourself at the embassy to get your visit visa. And they think that you had immigrant intent when you entered on the B1, B2. This is what this plus him filing for divorce is the reason that you're having problems. They think you entered on that B1, B2 with immigrant intent, as evidenced by the fact that you filed for adjustment 3 or 4 or 5 weeks later.
Okay. So what's the best course of action now? Do I just wait? Is there anything I need to do?
So I'll tell you what they're doing. They're sitting still, waiting to see if you and your husband's marriage falls apart. They say to themselves, well, he already filed for divorce. It must be a volatile situation. They must not be getting along. If we just don't approve this, we'll see if the marriage holds up or not, right? So that's sort of what they're thinking, right? Mm-hmm. So what I might be thinking if I were you is, one, how do I prove that I didn't have immigrant intent? How do I prove that I changed my mind to go ahead and apply for the green card after I arrived in the United States? Because otherwise, as my friend Rich says, you're going to need a waiver. So you should be, I mean, I don't know if your husband's up for all this, because if he's stressed out and not having fun on a straight old adjustment of status case, the battle that needs to be waged for a waiver and everything else is a whole lot more, right? So I would be focusing on some things like, how do I prove that I didn't have immigrant intent? How do I make sure my husband's on board for the long fight ahead? What kind of hardship would he suffer if I were to be deported? And then think about after processing those things, and I would be thinking about suing them, because they're just going to sit on it to see if your marriage falls apart.
Okay. Oh wow. I thought so. I thought they were doing this just to see where this would take us, but I wasn't sure how long they would just make us wait to get an answer because 2 days ago they approved my travel document, which I applied for um around the end of, I think it was September of last year. So
Yeah.
I was confused. I'm like, okay, you approved
That,
it.
that doesn't have anything to do with the merits of the underlying case. That's just processing on the advanced parole got finished. That's all that means. That doesn't mean you can't read anything into the fact that your I-130 or your I-131 or your 765 get approved.
Okay, so I should prepare to file for a waiver. I think you say I-601.
Yeah, I think you're probably going to need one.
Okay, and do I need a lawyer with that, or is that something?
No, I think you need a lawyer for that. Those are very fact intensive. They take a lot of work, and it's pretty high standard. Now, that's why I think you should spend at least some time trying to convince them that you didn't have immigrant intent when you arrived and that you changed your mind when you got here. Now, applying 4 or 5 weeks after you enter, that makes it harder, but it is doable.
Okay.
So that's what I'd be thinking about. How do I prove that up so that I don't even need the waiver? Because that would make your life easier. And I might think about suing sooner rather than later just because you know who's coming on January 20th. So
yeah,
those are all the things I'd be thinking about.
Okay. What should I budget if I were to do that with you?
Yeah, I mean, a waiver is like 7,500, 8,000. The lawsuit's 4, but we'd probably give you a deal if you were doing all that stuff. But it's a lot.
Okay. I think I'm probably going to email you if that's okay, to get more details so that I can know how much to expect and
I think
financially.
that's a good idea. Yeah, for sure.
All right, and I'll just tell you, what should I say so you remember?
Yeah, just put I don't know in the message line, and then I'll know that it's you. Just say I was on the show. This is show 716.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you very much, Jim, and salam alaikum to you.
Yep, welcome salam. Have a good day. H&M says, if we're a conspiracy theorist, we would say they're trying to trick our sister into traveling by giving her a travel document, but they don't work that hard. I think once they did. I think I've seen that once, but yeah, that's right. H&M knows what's what. That's a tough case. You can see how Notario would miss half that stuff, and it's the filing too quickly, I think, that triggered all this, plus the divorce. And of course, I always come back to, how is the U.S. citizen going to do? They're the star witness, right? The star witness. Anybody going to have jerk turkey tomorrow? That sounds good. Jerky turkey? That sounds good. Turkey with some jerk sauce. We're so white at our house, though, we'll just have like cranberries and shit, like all that boring ass white people food. I'm just teasing. I love stuffing. I don't like mashed potatoes. And sometimes people make weird mashed potatoes. Sometimes people make weird mashed potatoes for Thanksgiving because they're having to feed a lot of people. So I don't really. How about carrot casserole? Do you guys like that thing? My mom likes it. Oh, Path to Virgin's like pumpkin pie. I don't like pumpkin pie. I don't like pie really. Amani likes pecan pie. But yeah, we'll have some meat. My mom makes monkey bread too. That's usually pretty good. Amani's making corn casserole. It'll be fun. Green beans. Yep. There's just gonna be too much damn food. That's all that we know for sure. There's just gonna be too much damn food. Pecan pie is the king of pies. You know who has good pies? I don't know if you guys have QT or not, Quick Trip, but Quick Trip, they always sell good pies from this orchard around here in St. Louis that we really like. Vicus, hello.
Hello, Mr. Jim.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How are you doing? Please, can I be off the camera?
Done.
Thank you very much, sir. So, thank you so much for your help. My question is, I've filed for my mother-in-law. My wife is actually a full-time student, and the application has been approved, and I have to upload my documents as a household member. Since June, I have been trying, and I've been receiving an error message. Your request cannot be processed at this time. I've submitted several requests through the public request form, but nothing has been done till now. So I want to find out what can be the action that I can take at this point since June.
So who's applying for who?
Actually, my wife is applying for her mom.
And is her mom in the United States or outside the United States?
She's outside the United States.
So this is the problems you're having are with SEAC, with the State Department website at the National Visa Center.
Yes, everything is approved. Only I am not able to upload my document as a household member.
Yeah. So Vikas, if you will email me that question. I don't. Luckily, when you own your own law firm, you don't have to deal with SEAC. That's one of the benefits of having your own law firm is I don't have to do that stuff. But if you email me that question, I will run it past my paralegals who are really good at dealing with SEAC and see what they say, and then I'll email you back their answer.
I'll do that. Thank you very much. I don't want to waste other people's time. Thank you so much and happy Thanksgiving.
Bye, buddy. Happy Thanksgiving for you, for sure. All right. Zachary has been waiting. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Jim?
How are you doing?
Good. Can you take me off camera, please?
Done.
Yeah. I've been watching your show. Please continue doing the same thing. Happy Thanksgiving for you.
Thank you. Same to you.
Yeah. Okay, I have several questions. I just passed my N400 interview last Thursday. And my story, I think my immigration story and an arrest make that I couldn't get the answer. On 2006, I was arrested near a guy who was selling shoes on the street, but selling the shoes with other things. Let's say I was at the wrong place at the wrong moment. So they took both of us in jail, but they released me the same night on bail. Then after I went to court, but I plead not guilty.
Okay.
Not guilty. But before that, I was on voluntary departure. Then I left the country the day they gave me to leave without any problem. When I left, I came back on I-130, filed with my wife. So I came with for a 10-year green card.
Okay.
So when I came, I spent almost like 7 years now green card. Then I applied for the N400. So the officer last Thursday asked me some questions about the arrest. And the arrest too, they put two offense on me. They say possession and the loitering,
yep.
Loitering of for narcotic purpose, which I don't even know that.
Mm-hmm.
So thank God I have the court disposition and the police ticket, which said that loitering, not possession. So she told me that she will update that in the system, that it was only loitering. So she asked me, I've had the N400 by myself. So I put there that I was deported because I've been watching the show. People been saying that, okay, deported, the same thing like voluntary departure. So she asked me, you say you were deported? I said, well, technically, ma'am, I have a voluntary departure. I withdraw my application of asylum, and the judge grant me voluntary departure. That's the papers over here. So I show her the papers too. So she make the copies and all these things. And she said, you passed the civic and geography and history test, but I can make a decision now because of your past. So I'm wondering now, Miss Jim. I don't know why I couldn't get the answer. I couldn't get the decision on the same day.
Well, I mean, first of all, on the crime, are you saying that it looked like on her system that there were two charges, but that all you really ever had was the loitering charge? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, in the system, she said, but I disclose it. She said, no, it's two offense. They say you have possession and then loitering. I said, no, I have only loitering. Then I gave her the disposition, which is loitering.
Okay.
She had the copy, the certified disposition.
When did you get voluntary departure?
That was in 2006.
And when did you come back?
In 2016.
How did you come back in 2016?
Through my wife. I-130.
Okay. I would never ever have filed this case without a lawyer. There's too many complicated things. But in answer to your question, it's my understanding that USCIS officers are prohibited from, sorry, I don't know why that happened. USCIS officers are prohibited from approving a citizenship case without supervisor review when there's been either deportation, but more importantly, criminal stuff. So the reason you didn't get an answer on the same day is because of the criminal stuff.
I was not guilty, though.
Yeah, but you can see in their system, it says that there's 2 charges. So I understand that you weren't guilty. And I'm glad you have the police report or the court records, but still they have to do they can't just take your word for it. They have to do their own investigation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, I got to go. Show's over. We'll see you later, Zakria.
So everything comes out, I'll contact you, Miss Jim. Thanks
Right,
for
buddy.
your
Yeah,
hard
you know
work
how
you're
it
doing
goes.
for. Yeah.
You got it. All right, just real quick, because this one's important to me. Kent Bummer 5M. Jim, quick question for you. Should a person who's been waiting for affirmative asylum for 5 years file a mandamus lawsuit now? Hell yes. I asked my buddy who does these too, and he used to be an asylum officer. He said hell yes. So that's what I'm saying. Hell yes. All right, all my coconut lovers down in Jamaica, all the Yardies, everybody else. I hope you all have a great, great Thanksgiving, a happy Thanksgiving. We'll be here having fun. I hope you all have a nice rest of the weekend. Probably not going to do a show tomorrow. That's unlikely. That's tomorrow. Yeah, that's Thanksgiving. I'm not doing a show tomorrow. If I do a show, it'll be on Sunday, and I'll post that, Hina, sometime when I figure out when it is. Hope you all have a great night. Hina, thank you for your help, and big up to all the Yardies. We'll see you guys soon.
I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.